Hi guys, it's Kristen again with Hooks, Books, and Wanderlust, and today I am here with a tutorial to show you how to crochet the half double crochet. This is the final video in a series of video tutorials for stitches that are the basics of crochet. I've been calling the series my Crochet 101 series. We have covered everything from getting started and holding your yarn, wrapping it around your hand, creating chain stitches, single crochet and double crochet, and today we're going to round things out with the half double crochet. So I've got a swatch started here for us, and the first thing I kind of want to point out to you is if you are familiar with the single and with the double crochet, then you'll notice that the stitch height for this is kind of a nice happy medium between the two for height. So if you can make the double crochet, this will be a cakewalk for you. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do, just like with a double crochet, is you're going to start by yarning over your hook. You're going to insert your hook into the indicated stitch. So we're going to go ahead and go right in here under that top V. I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. So far, we have replicated the same exact steps for beginning a double crochet, but here's where it's going to get different. Typically with a double crochet, you would yarn over and pull through those first two loops and then yarn over and pull through the last two loops, but we are not going to do that. So instead, I've lost all my loops, so let me get those back. So instead what we're going to do is we are going to yarn over and pull through all three loops to create a half double crochet. So again, that's yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all three loops on your hook. So one more time here, yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Now just to kind of review, we've got our working loop, our yarn over, and the loop we just pulled up. We're going to yarn over and pull through all three. And what you're going to notice, and I'm going to pull my hook out here so that we can talk about it. What you're going to notice is that our stitch anatomy looks a little different from either the single or the double crochet. It's kind of a nice mixture of both, just like the method itself. So I've got our front V. Let me grab my hook, my pointing tool. So if you look at the front of our stitches, you have the V down here at the base of your stitch. You have this little diagonal bar like we've seen in the double crochet. And then we have our top V of our stitch. Whoops, I just flipped that all the way across the screen. Sorry. Never know what's going to happen here. Apologize for that. Anyhow. So as you can see, they look very similar. The difference is obviously on that final pull through. The other thing that you're going to notice about this, when you look at the back side of your stitches, that yarn over that you created that you don't end up pulling through for a second pull through now stands out a little bit more. You can use this loop to create all kinds of cool new texture ideas, like you can do ribbing or what we call the camel stitch. If you can half double crochet, you can do these stitches. They are just small variations, changing up where you put your hook. So I'm going to finish this row quickly because I do want to show you. So we're going to yarn over, insert and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through three. I'm just going to finish the row quickly so that we can show you the cool trick about the third loop. Talk a little bit more about the anatomy of our stitch here. If I can get my hook in there. There we are. So if you look at the stitch again, so we talked about the top V, and I showed you guys this back loop here. That is referred to as the third loop of a half double crochet. So if you ever notice that in a pattern where it's telling you to stitch into the third loop, then that's what it's talking about. And what happens when you do that, let me show you a trick here. And just one really quick aside before we move on to the third loop thing here. You'll notice that I did a chain 1 and turn for my new row for half double crochet. Some people do a chain 1, some people do a chain 2. It kind of depends on your personal preference, how tight your tension usually is. I find that I much prefer a chain 1 over a chain 2, so that's what I tend to go with, but whatever feels comfortable for you, then definitely run with that. So moving back to this third loop, I'm just going to show you how changing where you put your hook and work your stitch can really alter the way your fabric looks. So here I am again, and I'm just doing the same method that I just showed you. I yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 3 to create these half double crochets. And I've somehow knotted up my yarn over here, sorry. Okay, so I create these half double crochets, but the thing that I'm changing up is where I'm putting my hook when I insert it into the stitch. Before, I was putting it underneath the top V of my stitch, but now I'm using that third loop. I'm going under just the third loop and creating my half double crochets. And what I'm going to show you, when you finish that, you'll see this really cool texture, this ribbing that you can get when you continually and consecutively work row after row of half double crochet into the third loop. So I think it's really cool to show you that just even with these basic stitches, you really can do a whole lot. So that's it for the half double crochet. I hope that you found this tutorial helpful. Personally, this is definitely one of my favorite stitches. It's kind of like that Goldilocks stitch for me. It's not as tedious as doing row after row of single crochet, but it's not as visual. I'm not a big fan of just row after row of double crochet either. So this, it really is kind of like the Goldilocks stitch for me. So I hope that you like that. I hope that you learned something. If so, give this video a thumbs up for me. Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any new tutorials or video patterns that I do release from time to time on the channel as well. Just one more quick note to say that I am going to be posting a photo tutorial for the half double crochet up on my blog, which I will link that below for you as well. If there are any other stitches that you guys might like to see, let me know. I'm happy to do tutorials for those as well. And if there's anything else you need, give me a shout out. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, guys.